What's upper Dub Nation? We are live tonight, not a game night, but we have a special guest. This guy right in my background, if you look right there, his name is Dan Charpentier, I think is how you pronounce it. It's a French name, I think. And he was courtside. Actually, his story is pretty amazing. He was courtside last night in Minneapolis, or no, 2 nights ago in Minneapolis for Steph's incredible corner look away 3. And he's going to join us on the live in about 22 minutes. So everyone on Instagram will have the courtside fan, then do some film study on YouTube, link in IG stories. So just go to my IG stories and you will find the link there. Pin that comment on Instagram. Okay, yeah, so it should be kind of fun to hear Dan's incredible story on how he got the courtside tickets. First of all, he didn't even pay for the courtside tickets. It was just such an amazing experience. He got upgraded, and it's all part of a promotion over there at Target Center that they have sometimes. Now on YouTube, I am going to share the back screen, and we're going to take a look at that actual wonderful moment that he had getting his seats upgraded, let alone later on having Steph stare in his direction. And I say Steph stared in his direction because I don't know what he and his buddy said to Steph from the court side, and it certainly looked like Steph was staring at them, but also in the corner was Julius Randle's son. So Steph was probably staring at the kid, if we're guessing what happened. Okay, so where do I have this? I have, you can see our Discord server. I those of you that actually have access to our Discord, which is only a handful of people right now, I've yet to make this public thing, and it's in beta mode. They have access to this, and I just added the link. It's a minute ago. There it is. So we're going to take a look at this, and hopefully it's not copyrighted or anything. It's a promotion that the Timberwolves do with a beef jerky company. So let's switch this over to the browser. Here we go. Let's watch this real quick, and I'll put it in the put the link in the comments on YouTube. Actually, I should say, let me delete that. I should say Dan and his buddies' excellent adventure at Target Center. There's the link for those of you on YouTube. And put that in the notes. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. All right, well, I am Rich. I'm with Let's Go Warriors. Been doing this for, 11 or 12 years now. And got my start with the trip to China in 2013. Here's a picture of all the credentials I've had. Actually, some of them. I kept a little water bottle from Miami because I stayed at Brickell on the river. It was a great Airbnb that one time, and had a good time in Miami. Started with Golden State of Mind, as you can see, with this super old Oracle credential and built Let's Go Warriors, the YouTube channel, based on a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I'm actually going to spend this summer looking back at a lot of the Snapchats that I used to post that are probably still there, and kind of reposting that, repurposing that. This summer in July, I said goodbye to Steph. I said, I'm retiring. I'm not chasing you guys around the world anymore, so that I can do what I do on YouTube, which is to teach people how to be the 19th man on the squad. And what I mean by that is to actually root for your team and not throw people under the bus. And what we're doing right here, right now, is right up the alley of having wonderful experiences with the Warriors. And I truly think that the best way to enjoy the Warriors is to think of the behind the scenes and just to cherish every moment, every experience, rather than complain about results and things like that, because there's only going to be so many more games where Steph's going to, go to Chase Center and do his pregame warm up and do his not the tunnel shot, but the balcony shot, which I don't even know if he does anymore. So all those things, getting to the court and doing all that funny stuff that they make fun of their buddy Kosizi with the Liberty U stuff with Q, Bruce Frazier. Like everything I just told you is just like, you got to be a diehard to understand all those little nuances. And I think having gratitude for those nuances, especially with someone who actually experienced a super big nuance, literally courtside, watching Steph hit a dagger like that, and being, within triple referee range. Tonight we'll get a rehash of that story, and I think that's like more important than like 10 years from now, you're not going to remember exactly how many wins the Warriors got this season and stuff like that. And Steph always goes on the podium post game, and if he's not asking people to stop using their Twitter fingers to complain, then he's on there saying that it's the process that he enjoys the most. And in fact, that's pretty much what he repeated when he said the whole Twitter thing. It is really them trying to figure out how to right the ship. And part of that process is, not necessarily means gut the team and trade this, trade that, and all these results-based things. That's not the fun part. The fun part is going through the struggles, the ups and downs. So that's what we're all about. That's what Let's Go Warriors is all about. And hopefully we'll get more of our Far East people on here. In fact, Dan is in the green room already, but just so he can hear me, I'm going to spend just a couple more minutes. Hopefully we'll get more people hopping on board. What time is it over there in the Philippines right now? Let's see. And also it's Saturday for them. Usually they're at work. And what time Philippines? Oh, it's noontime. Okay. Well, I don't know. Hopefully they'll show up. But so we're going to go through this right here, this Instagram post by Jack Link's Jerky. I hope this is not copyrighted because I'm going to play it. I don't care. One way I can check is go to YouTube, see if they've got it on YouTube. If they have it on YouTube, then maybe I'll play the audio of it. I don't know. Jack Link's jerky. Oh, good. They do not have a YouTube channel. So, no, they do. Oh, shit. Let's see. Doesn't look like they have what happened at Target Center last night. So that's good news. We'll just play it. All right. And just a few other things, a few other notes. So, yeah, we want to stay high vibrational here. We want to root for our team. We don't want to just throw Steve Kerr under the bus like everybody else and all that. You guys know that. So we have a bunch of things that occurred in Dub Nation the last 2 days. Speaking of Warriors news, so we'll come back to that in just a minute. We'll invite Dan on and then we'll watch it together. But if you check out our Discord server here, we got some news. First of all, jumped right to it. Andrew Wiggins has some pre-birth family photos. We think that his wife gave birth to their first son, but who knows? We'll see. They're very quiet about that stuff. Here's some practice coverage from today, the usual beat writers out there. And then a couple articles about Dejan Milojevic. There's a new Brate Award, which is pretty cool because we always say Brate after every game. And Franz Wagner workout video, and some trade rumors. Not a whole lot going on. I caught up on a couple of Anthony Slater podcasts. The Warriors are not interested in Jimmy Butler, and mostly it's due to what we've been calling the toxicity factor, which is what Bruce in the comments usually tells us why he doesn't want to trade for Jimmy. And a whole bunch of Warriors posted on Instagram after the end of the road trip and the win. And Mike Dunleavy was in France to watch Nolan Traore play. Andrew Bogut is going to get into the Hall of Fame of FIBA. Down here, I skipped one here, which was Draymond went on his Thursday night live with Jordan Schultz, and he's looking okay, right? Steve Kerr had said that he looked pale at morning shoot-around in Minnesota, which is why he didn't play. There's Bruce. The Warriors are smart. All right. Since Bruce is here, we will now invite Dan onto the live. Here he is, everybody. Hey, Dan.
How you doing?
All right. Good to have you. I appreciate you taking the time to come on board.
Yeah, no problem. I figured why not?
Yeah.
Very fun moment to talk about. So
I know, right? And that's I think that's like proper usage of social media to get in contact with fans and stuff, and enjoying your experience and rehashing that. But first of all, let's go ahead and rewatch the jerky. What did they call it again?
Jack Links.
Jack Links, yeah.
Best beef jerky brand ever.
I know, right? Let's watch that again because this is great stuff. Here we go. There we go.
Would you trade me that bag for what's in this bag?
No, I don't want to.
Would you trade me that amazing hat for whatever's in this bag?
Oh, no, I won't do that.
Wimps. No,
Hey, would you trade me that amazing
trade.
necklace for whatever's in this bag?
Absolutely not.
There they are.
What's up? You guys trade me that popcorn for whatever's in this bag?
So I don't know.
You almost.
Did we?
Wow.
Just got the popcorn. It's a full thing of popcorn.
What is it?
Let's
go!
Would you trade me that $50 gift card for whatever's in this envelope?
Envelope or $50? I
That was a
don't know.
tough choice.
That's like almost a jersey, a basketball. Whatever. Sure. What if there's two in there? What if there's two in there?
We'll do it.
Let's go!
I'm gonna turn that music off just in case. Oh yeah, that music's definitely copyrighted. So, but
it goes the whole rest of the way. So,
yeah, you want to give your play-by-play here of?
I mean, that was incredible. They came up, tapped us on the shoulder, asked us if we wanted to trade. I've seen enough of those videos to know that at games and stuff, it always turns out good.
Yeah.
So we just said yes, got led down, got our wristbands, and the seats were incredible. Feet on the floor. I mean, you can't get any closer than that.
Yeah, I know. We saw you on TV. It was nuts. By the way, how do you pronounce your last name? It's French, right?
Yeah, it's French. It's pronounced Charpentier.
Charpentier. All right.
Yeah, Charpentier if you're in France.
Yeah, we have a guy that is a draft expert. He's with NBADraft.net, which is based out of the Bay Area, and his name is Guillemino.
Yep.
So that's our resident French guy. So yeah. Okay. So let's get right to it. It's like, so were you guys like heckling stuff, or like what exactly did you guys do? And then what exactly was Steph's response? Because he stared at maybe you guys, maybe close by. There was one Instagram that I came across where I think Julius Randle's son was sitting like 2 seats next to you.
Yeah.
So he could have been kind of he likes to mess with kids, opposing players too. But who cares? Like, I mean, it's pretty cool just to be in that vicinity.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. What was that like? I mean,
it was great.
Yeah.
I always say that courtside seats at a basketball game is the best sporting fan experience you can get. Any other sport, you're never that close.
Yeah.
So to be 2 feet away from all these guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, in terms of the shot that he made, and he made a couple of them right there, but it doesn't, as a diehard Timberwolves fan, it could be anyone right there, and they're getting some chirps here and there. It doesn't matter who it is, and that's just part of the game. And especially when you get the chance to be down there and be part of the game, it's funny. But he hit 1-3 before that dagger, and then kind of turned around and made eye contact with me and my buddy that I was with.
Gotcha.
And then on the last one, he was right there. I thought everyone should be standing right now if he's right here about to shoot. And I whisper. I said, "You wish," right before he shot. And then my buddy's up just screaming, trying to flash his hand to see if he could get anything.
You can probably see that in the picture. And yeah.
And then he hit it. And then I didn't even see him. I saw the clip where he turns around the first time, and he turns around right away and then looks back at the ball and then turns around.
Right.
And in the clip, you can see everyone, including me and my buddy, were just staring at the ball, and he's looking right at us. And then it lands, and we both at the same time look at him, and he's staring right at us.
Wow. Yeah.
The only thing that could have made that moment better if you actually hit one of these right there.
Yeah, the night, man.
It's cool to be. I mean, I consider, and my buddy, we were both saying, I mean, that's the best shooter in the world to ever play the game. And to be part of like his signature celebration like that, his turnaround after he shot it. I mean, the ball was above the backboard at one point, and he was staring right at us.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. Yeah, we're so blessed to just have him. You know, at any moment, something like that could happen.
Yeah, and you don't know how long it's gonna keep happening. And we were.
Right.
I go to a lot of Wolves games. I've had season tickets for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And to be that close in a game at the tail end of Steph's career where he gets to hit one of those.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the score is or who won the basketball game at that point. At that point, it's just good to be a part of that.
Yeah, and the manner in which you got those courtside seats is pretty amazing as well.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a very fun evening, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've actually been to Target Center a few times, and I tell everybody Minneapolis is low-key a great place to visit and watch a Warriors game. It's like, you know,
Minneapolis is it's a fun city, and then it's also just a great sports city too. we may not have many championships or as many as we'd like, but our fans will fill those stadiums, and it'll be a very loud, hostile environment for opposing teams to come into, especially as of late with the Target Center.
The thing I love is that who cares if it's 2 degrees outside or -5? Like, you can literally just go inside of the mall and it's all connected.
Yep.
And I didn't know that like the first time I went there.
The skyways are nice.
Navigate it. But then after that first time, I figured it out and it was like, oh, yeah. And then there's like, I met, Cat's video guy, Chucky Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah. I met him at Lifetime. So it's really cool because like the Timberwolves give a free pass to Credential Media to go to Lifetime. So I took advantage of it that one time. I had some time to kill. Went in there and Chucky Anthony's shooting around.
Yep.
So I went and introduced myself. So that was really cool. And he's actually from the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. So yeah. So speaking of which, you guys played the Knicks tonight, right?
Yep.
Whoa. So did you see Chucky Anthony around? Because Cat came back. You guys won, I think.
Tonight, yeah. Well, that was in New York tonight.
Oh, that was in New York? Oh,
yeah. They came into our house a couple weeks ago and beat the brakes off of us.
Oh, right. I heard Cat had a big night on that.
Yeah, he had like 30 something and 23 rebounds, and they just destroyed us. So I mean, it was nice to get the win tonight in New York. That always helps.
Yeah. Well, first of all, just going back, one last thing on Steph. Did you see the Ant Edwards interview after? I thought that was not. It was so cool in the locker room. They were asking him about that particular play, and he's like, the Warriors, man, they just always know, like anytime they touch the ball, they're like, where are you at? Where's Steph at? And so what's it like for I just want our audience, well, our audience already does it, but like maybe someone will clip this and send it out. It's just like to have more gratitude just for how special, like not only Steph, but the system that Steve Kerr built and Draymond around Steph. And like you think about it, Looney on that particular play, Looney knew to kind of like look for Steph, got it to him in the corner like that. And we forget that that's not easy to do. And you don't see that all the time. And so Ant Edwards in the locker room after, he's like, a reporter was like, do you see yourself doing that? And he goes, nah, I'm not running around like that. I'll probably run out of gas by the second quarter. And so what's it like for opposing fans when you know the Warriors are coming in? Do you kind of get a sense that it's going to be a kind of like a different type of game where you got to chase around a little bit? Yeah,
I mean, coming into Warriors games, the only thing on my mind is, okay, we got to play Steph. You know it's never going to be an easy game. And I mean, I always like when we play the Warriors because it's a chance to go see Steph if we're in Minnesota. And that's always fun. I mean, Steph could have – it doesn't matter who the other four on the court are. Steph's going to make plays like that day in, day out. So it's cool to witness.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So let's segue to actually similar or parallel. I guess technically we're on parallel paths, even though – it's like we kind of joke, can we play the Timberwolves like 82 games just because for some reason we have your number this year? But you look at the standings, you guys are struggling and we're also struggling. What's it like for you? What is the issue with the Wolves, and are the expectations so much higher now? Is there more like just angst and just complaining around, or what is it like?
It's a different team. It's tough when, I've seen Cat play his whole career, and then he gets traded a couple days before camp. So you're building off of a team that went to the Western Conference Finals the year before and was just a different team in general. We had people finally gelling, which took a while after the Rudy trade too. I think continuity plays a big role in that. Just finding a new team and how everyone plays together. And I mean, it's been fun. The West is a crapshoot. I mean, the Wolves are 6 games out of second and 4 games out of 14th. So it's anyone's game. I mean, basketball has always been a game of runs. If a team gets hot for a few games, we can find ourselves in 4th place. But as far as the team goes, I mean, it seems like a lot more iso ball because people don't trust each other fully on the court.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And that just happens when you get new guys. It took a year and a half for us to integrate Rudy into the system that we had when he got him. And then recently he wins a Defensive Player of the Year, and we go to the Western Conference Finals. So it'll just take time. Took us a while to figure that out. It'll take us a while to figure this out. It's promising that the team has showed very good stretches, and they know how to play ball, and they seem very self-aware of it. It's just a matter of execution at that point.
Yeah. How do you like Donte? We love Donte.
I love Donte.
He's amazing.
He might be my second favorite Wolf. I mean, he's a torch out there. It is very fun to watch him play and just have like a shooter that can shoot from anywhere and pulls up so quick. It changes the game, and especially at Target Center, the crowd loves him. Yeah. When he hits a 3, that place goes wild, and it's cool to see. He's a very special player and very good at rebounding.
Yeah. The other thing I love about Target Center is like the structure of the arena is just like, it's really like you're right there. They're like, as far as lower bowl, there's like not a bad seat at all.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Kind of reminds me of Oracle. Now, Oracle was built in a way where the cement, like the sound bounced off perfectly. So you're never going to get a duplicate of that. But it has that kind of like intimate feel.
Yeah, it's a fun stadium. It's the oldest stadium we have in Minnesota, and it's a beauty. I call it my second home.
Yeah, that's great. So another question I had was Kyle Anderson. What do you remember about Slow-Mo as a Wolf?
Slow-Mo is great. I miss having him on our team.
He just has all those the Euro step. That's like first gear Euro step.
I remember when he was on Memphis, he would always cook us when we played him. So I was happy when we got him. And he's a super high IQ player. I mean, he knows the game like the back of his hand. He plays at his own pace too, which is fun to see. Although it looks like his shot has gotten a bit quicker since joining the Warriors compared to last season when he was on the Wolves.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we actually had his trainer on our live one of these in the beginning of the season. So he was explaining a lot of the stuff that he helped Kyle Anderson with. So
but whatever he did, it seemed to work because his shot is quicker. Yeah. It was always crazy to see how Kyle would shoot those threes, and it feels like it would take 3 seconds and the whole crowd would go quiet while he loads it up. But man, he's a fun player. I like him.
All right, we got some of our fans, our audience members from the Far East here. Here's a question for you, which you kind of answered already, but like, how are the fans reacting to this year's struggle? You kind of mentioned that, but like, just how are in general?
It's interesting. There's a lot of Minnesota fans in general. We tend to be pretty dramatic with our teams, and that's known. But it's just different than last year. Like I said, people can be negative. I just try to look on the positives. And I mean, we have great games, we have great flashes, and at the very least, we get to watch fun basketball while in contention for a playoff spot. Yeah. And that has not been the case for a lot of our franchise's history.
Yeah.
So anytime I can do that, I am happy. I feel like our fans could be a little bit more positive about the whole situation because being negative doesn't do much, but
yeah,
we'll figure it out and we play some fun basketball.
Oh, cool. Well, it's good to just happenstance to run into another fan that tries to look at the positives, because what's the negative part's going to do for you, you know?
Yeah, and winter's already tough enough out here. I don't need to be negative about my team the entire time.
We got to give a shout out shout out to Danny Emmerman, who's actually been on our live stream.
Oh, yeah. He came up to us at the game.
Yeah. So I saw that tweet. I'm like, dang, good job, Danny Emmerman. It's not every day that a beat writer would go out of his way to go and actually get your names and ask you about it. So
yeah, that was cool. We were just standing there at the end of the game, just kind of watching Steph do his post-game interview. And he came up and was like, hey, were you guys the ones that he turned around to? We were like, yep. Cool. And we showed him that picture that someone had sent us from some angle, and you can see him staring right at us, and he was awesome, very nice guy, asked for our names, and that was cool to see.
All right, we've got one more question for you as well, but I also wanted to continue on that. Sometimes I lose my train of thought because I don't have a producer, but let's just jump to Ant, because you talked about having a positive outlook for the struggles that Minnesota's having. One thing is you'll always have Ant, and he's been amazing. Like, just the ball handling skills. It's like he's kind of like a point shooting guard. You just don't see that a lot with the athletic shooting guards, which is crazy. And then now there was a stat going into the game, which was like he's actually shooting the three at a higher percentage than Steph. I think, someone correct me, and at a higher volume, which is that blows your mind. So then, well, obviously the Wolves are having integration issues, and it could be that even some of the better beat writers of the Warriors are kind of sitting there going, why aren't their Wolves better? Maybe it's because the spacing with Julius Randle, just the way he played, et cetera, et cetera. But can you talk about Ant and just how you fans are just watching this? So how do you feel about Ant shooting threes now?
Oh, it's incredible. Watching Ant is special. Me and all my friends and pretty much everyone I meet think that it's very nice that he is on our team, and he's been solid through and through, just a joy to watch, and plays a very fun brand of basketball. He's our golden child of the Minnesota Timberwolves. We haven't had a player like him ever in our franchise, pretty much, but he is great at these threes, and all of us are fine when he's shooting 40+%. Take as many threes as you want if you're making them at that clip. The three is statistically better than two, and the goal is to score more points than the other team. So if he can make them at 42% at a volume like that is higher than Steph Curry, I say take him. It's always fun to watch him drive because he can dunk the ball better than anyone in the league, and he has a dunk reel that is probably about 6 minutes long as a 23-year-old.
Yeah.
But if he's making threes at 40+%, take the threes. He'll always be able to dunk like that. When you're shooting out of your mind, stay hot.
And then we've got a follow-up. What do you think about Ant and then KG? And then I got to ask you later, after you talk about Ant, maybe KG, compare them a little bit. Latrell Sprewell, one of my favorite former as well.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, if Ant stays on the team, Ant's going to be the best Timberwolf of all time. Plays a much different brand of basketball than KG.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted, my ideal scenario is KG to come back to the team as some sort of head of player personnel or something, or player development, because having Ant learn directly from KG day in, day out would be awesome, because he is a dog.
And should Ant be in the dunk contest?
Yeah, I just don't think he ever will.
Yeah, has he been kind of like on record saying that he won't do it?
He says he doesn't do like all the theatrics of out-game dunking, but he will dunk over people game in, game out if he has the chance.
Yeah, we got the same.
Do you remember that dunk where it was on Gabe Vincent, where he got called for the charge a few years back?
Yeah. Yep.
I was sitting courtside for that one too.
Oh, what?
Incredible experience. That is right up there with what happened with Steph for top tier in-game moments for me.
Dang, how did you get courtside for that one too?
Me and my buddy just bought him for that one.
Oh, good choice. Wow. That's a heck of a choice, man. The Gabe Vincent one. All right. And do you go back as far by any chance to the Sprewell era? Wasn't it?
I didn't go to as many games back then, but my dad was a season ticket holder in the inaugural season, so I went to a few games as a kid.
Yeah.
But his sports were mainly football and baseball, so we didn't go to as many Timberwolves games. But here, I'll show you something real quick.
Yeah.
My dad gave me this. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna. There we go. It's a silver coin from the inaugural season of the Timberwolves.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So I've been a fan for quite a while, but I didn't get into basketball as seriously until like college area. So 2020-ish is when I got season tickets for the first time.
Yeah. Let's answer another one real quick. Two quick ones, or three quick ones. Let's go. Was the Cat trade fair?
It was fair. I don't like it.
Hmm.
I would much rather have Cat, but it's a lot more than just trading player for player. There's a lot of financial implications behind it because he's getting paid a ton. So
Kind of no choice. Yeah.
yeah, with the way the second apron is, with the new CBA, you got to get rid of some contract if you want to keep your guys. And the way they structure it is, it's a financial move, but I'd much rather have Cat. I mean, you don't ever like to get rid of a player of that caliber, let alone one that was very loyal to Minnesota. Yeah.
All right. And A-Rod, well, what's the situation with the ownership out there?
They're in arbitration still.
What's
so
the time frame?
they had it in early December, I think, maybe November.
Mm-hmm.
But they present their case, and then people go back, and there's like a jury of people that will eventually decide it. But it could take. It's supposed to be done in the next 3-ish months, but you never know with that. So I hope so. I think A-Rod and Glenn do a good job, and they're much more active with the fans than Glenn Taylor was, and just much more of a present ownership.
Yeah. So they haven't been going to games, right?
I haven't seen them, no. I don't know if they can.
Yeah. All right. How do you feel about Andrew Wiggins' tenure there and also Jimmy Butler?
Wiggins just needed to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
There was a lot of pressure on him right in Minnesota. And I don't think he is a number one. I think he's a great number two guy. He doesn't have the weight of the world on his shoulders. And Jimmy Butler can stay as far away from Minnesota as possible.
Yeah. So the more we've gotten to know Andrew, the more we've learned he's just not really like a self-starter, but he is a good complimentary type guy. So
he's a great guy too.
Yeah. Just really, really cool personality and really nice dude. And so Jimmy Butler's so the Warriors should stay away. Like he's pretty toxic.
I don't like Jimmy Butler whatsoever. He can stay as far away from the Wolves as possible. He was terrible. He was just a locker room cancer when he was here.
Locker room cancer there.
And very open about it. And considering what he's doing down in Miami right now, he's a great player, but I don't need all of that.
At a cost, All right. Well, thank you so much, Dan. It was a real pleasure to get your, see what you experienced from your eyes. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'll never forget that moment ever. I have a ton of pictures from that night. And when I got home from the game, I just kept looking at them because that's just, that's awesome. It was very cool to be a part of that with Steph Curry and be able to say that in general.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see you in the play-in, right? Oh gosh, no, I don't want to.
I hope the playoffs.
Oh my gosh, right? Yeah. I hope the playoffs.
Yep. Well, good luck the rest of the way.
I mean, if we happen to face each other in the playoffs or the play-in, then I'll hit you up and we'll see how we're doing.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate
Yep.
you.
Have a good one.
Stay warm. All right. Later.
Later.
Oh, that was great. This is for I know, right? Is Dean Chambers watching it all? Maybe we should get Dean to chime in now. Yeah, because I listened to Anthony Slater's podcasts. I had to drive up and down the Bay Area yesterday, and I took the opportunity to listen to a couple of Anthony Slater ones. And first of all, I think I told Dean this. I think the things that we talk about on our live streams are just as in depth and from a non-toxic, speaking of toxic, a non-toxic way as Tim Kawakami and Anthony Slater. Like we end up talking about the same things. So listening to that for the first time in forever, because I never used to have it any time I was exhausted back in the day on the Warriors beat. So I never really got a chance to listen to any podcasts or whatnot. And then just yesterday finally got the chance to, I don't normally drive around that much, but had no choice. So that's what I did. Listened to a couple and found out that the Warriors are just not interested in Jimmy Butler. It's too much. Too much from a personnel standpoint, let's call it. And it's not like explicit news that Slater got. It's just a general feeling. And lots of times that's what you have to kind of glean from the Tim Kawakamis, the Anthony Slaters, is that they can't reveal everything. So sometimes things have to stay off the record, but what they can reveal is kind of general sentiment. And Slater has a lot of little anecdotes about, like he was in the locker room and there was like this sort of feeling, or things like that, things of that nature, as Trace Jackson Davis would say, things of that nature that is like reading the room and conveying that over in a podcast. So I never did write the article on the here's the 3-team trade we did to land Jimmy Butler and Vucevic, which is really a 5-team trade a 4-team trade, because you need to make one more move to get an extra guy on the roster to fit all 14 players with all this. But now that I've listened to a couple of the Anthony Slater podcasts, I just don't think it's going to happen. And you get the other news around, like if you look at our Discord server, which maybe tomorrow I'll spend all day, maybe not. Hopefully I will spend all day to just catch up on the Discord server. But there's more Jimmy Butler news, and even Brett Siegel is saying that the Warriors are not interested in Jimmy Butler. So with all of that kind of swirling around, it would be surprising if the Warriors went and did that. And I think, again, the last live stream that wasn't on a game day that I did, it was to talk about why Steph Curry said what he said with the Twitter fingers and wanting to figure it out and not being ridiculous with the assets. I took that to mean that the asking price for Jimmy Butler is pretty high right now. I took that to mean the asking price for Cam Johnson is pretty high right now. And it even says that in the Brett Siegel article. Let me just scroll up to it. Johnson commands a vast trade market, but Nets asking price exceeding first-round draft assets and young talent. So we talked about that in the live stream. Would you trade Cam Johnson for Wiggins plus a first-rounder? Like, I don't think I would. I'd just keep Wiggins, right? Cam Johnson doesn't move the needle enough for me to spend a first-rounder in addition to Wiggins. So that's an example. Also, don't forget, we only have 2 second-rounders that we can trade out. That's actually in our salary cap section as well. If you click on the reply original entry, here are all the second rounders we own. 2025, nope. Traded that one in the Schroder one. 2026, nope. Traded that one for Omari Spellman. 2027, nope. Traded that away in the Chris Paul pool. 2028, nope. Traded that one in the Wiseman GP2 one, which, by the way, there were a lot of second rounders involved in that one. 2029, traded that one away in the Schroder one as well. 2030, we do have one, but that's only if we have our own, unless the 2030 first doesn't convey to Washington. So we'll keep the 2030 if it's 1 through 20. And then we have our own in 2031. So there's only 2 second-round picks that we can trade out. Now, we can obtain more second-round picks just by buying them. We've done that in the past. So don't be too alarmed with that. But at the same time, as trade assets, they're getting fewer and far between. So, as I said, I think the best way to look at this is that until Jonathan Kuminga comes back, just enjoy it. It's going to be probably, I want to say, 7 or 8 more games probably of Kuminga not being there. And I always look at that last game that he played, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in 25 minutes. He was basically getting to the nail or getting to the hoop and then kicking out when there were 2 or 3 guys converged on him. And that was the surprising next step that he took that I was really impressed by. So just hang in there until JK gets back, and then you can get all high expectations with JK at that point back on the team. Zach LaVine, I don't think so, because just he makes too much money. It's very difficult to match that salary. So if you look at Zach LaVine's salary, it's $43 million, I think it is. Change this to Chicago. $43 million. So how do you get to $43 million? You got Wiggins at 26.2. Gary Payton to make it 35.3. Then you need another 8 point something. Kevon Looney for $8 million. So then you go, okay, Wiggins. So now you figured out the math. Wiggins, Gary, and Looney. The next question you have to ask is a very important one. Why would the Bulls do that? Well, I guess they get off salary from Gary and Kevon, but and they're getting off the salary of Zach LaVine, but are they really that desperate? Because that's going to cost you probably a couple second-round picks or a first-rounder or more. And you're sending out Wiggins and you're getting back LaVine. Like, who's going to play defense? So, I mean, in the trade machine, it works. But, like, realistically, I don't know. Why? That doesn't make sense. So, realistically, it doesn't make sense. So, you always got to, like, make sure the math works in the trade machine, first of all. And then you got to look at it from a why would they do this perspective. And Chicago is in no hurry to acquire Wiggins, Peyton, and Looney, let's say. Therefore, you've got to attach some picks to it. And if you're going to lose Wiggins and get LaVine and lose picks, like it doesn't make sense. Wiggins is your best defender. At least in the Cam Johnson scenario, you're getting a Cam Johnson back. At least in the Jimmy Butler scenario, you're getting a Jimmy Butler back. Like, someone can play defense at the same level or better, or, you know, around the same level as Wiggins. But Zach LaVine is nowhere near Wiggins on defense. So it doesn't make sense. Bruce, take your flowers. Bruce is very happy to hear that Dan, the Wolves fan, has said to stay clear of Jimmy Butler. Okay, what's next? LaVine has that motor. Yeah. So the problem with that one is that you'd have to give up Wiggins, and then you really don't have anybody on defense. Nothing on the market that will complete us or make us more competitive. Think about that. Nothing on the market. Yeah, I mean, usually February trade markets aren't that big anyways. And Vucevic is out there, but I think you would have to, as I've been saying, wait until Schroder becomes tradable to, like, be able to put him into the equation. And we'll see. There's some stuff about Kelly Olynyk. So let's look at Toronto real quick. Brett Siegel mentioned Kelly Olynyk. So 12 million. I mean, what do you do? Like, how do you, like, oh, I should have put this one as Golden State. Oops. $12 million salary for Olynyk. I guess Schroder or the Moody contract's way too complicated. You're not trading Pajemski in a Olynyk deal. I don't know. That's a bit of a weird number for us. 12.8. By the way, I didn't even know that until we looked at it right now. So Olynyk's salary at 12.8 is a little tricky if it's not straight up for Schroder. And then why would you do that straight up? Because look at the roster after that. Then you have Looney and you have Olynyk. And you better hope Pod stays healthy the whole way, or promote Pat Spencer, convert him or something, if you're going to lose Schroder. Even Chris Boucher was mentioned. Is he a good defender, though? And who would you trade out? Because his salary is expiring. So Siegel mentioned Boucher as well. They're all kind of tricky. Man, that's just an expiring. So like you'd have to send out a second rounder or something like that. Gary for Boucher. I don't know. Boucher doesn't strike me as a, lockdown wing defender. You know what I mean? So he's just too skinny. But anyways, if Kuminga returns in 7-8 games, yeah, but it won't be too late to improve the team, but it'll be too late in terms of, I don't know, the trade deadline. I don't know. I'm not talking about JK and doing any trades though. So we'll just see where we are February 5th. And if the worst case scenario is like maybe we're below 500, and even still getting Jonathan back can really change that. And you never know, maybe Gui Santos playing more could change the trajectory of the squad. So I never wanted to trade Kuminga anyways. And with the toxicity of Jimmy Butler, I wouldn't do that for Jimmy. I think Dean still might though, because he's looking at it on paper. So on paper, but yeah, we should talk about that with Dean next time he's back, because now that Steph has gone on record in a big way to say that we don't necessarily need to make any trades. Maybe that just changes the entire culture of this whole thing, where you don't really need to you don't need to worry about, oh, Steph's only got so many years, or yeah, so because of that kind of different perspective from the man himself, I think it was good. I think it was good for him to kind of slap all the Twitter finger people in the face and say, hey, man, let me figure this thing out. Figured it out once before. Rob Williams is healthy. Yeah, that was mentioned as well, I think, by Siegel. He's like the default. If you can't remember who mentioned it, probably Brett Siegel. Where are you? 12.4 million. Oh. It's hard for me to see Robert Williams and Looney on the same team. So if Robert Williams is at 12.4 million and Looney is so far lower than that at 8 point whatever million, then you got to do Williams for Schroder, and that doesn't make sense to me, because then you'd end up with Looney and Robert Williams on the same roster. So his salary at 12.4 seems to require Schroder, which then doesn't make sense, because the net of that is Looney and Williams on the same roster. How are you gonna? You're not mothballing Looney. So if you're not mothballing Looney, how many more minutes do you have for Robert Williams? So that doesn't make sense. And by the way, do you think Robert Williams or Nikola Vucevic, if they got that pass from Gary Payton inside the lane, do they kick out the Steph? I don't think so. So that's another reason to think Looney will still be on the team after the trade deadline. So to me, just looking at the numbers, to me, Valanciunas makes more sense than Rob just because of the salary. His salary is $9.9 million. I mean, unless are you trading out Gary? 9.9 is uncomfortably a little bit too much more than Kavan as well. So it's almost the same thing. Hard to match that salary. What was the salary? 9.9? Yeah, 9.9. So I don't see that happening either, interestingly enough. Yeah, so I think they all. So Steve, so let's go. Mike, Steve, Steph, and Dray probably did the math with J.K. Timeline and came to the conclusion that they better just focus on the current roster. So I think the J.K. injury had something to do with it, the timing of it. And by timeline, I mean his injury timeline. On paper, Jimmy's giving paper cuts. Are we going to do the film study tonight? I wonder. We should probably head on into that pretty soon if we were. I'll ask. All right. Okay. What else in the comments? Yeah, Myles Turner is probably not doable. Like, there's no way Indiana wants to get rid of him. And $20 million is going to be a free agent. We would probably have to spend some draft picks, and that gets risky when it's not a solid contract, you know. So Myles Turner probably would require, let's see, he's at 19.9 million. So Myles Turner would probably require first round picks. Vooch kicks it out to LaVine, does he? Oh, okay. Walker Kessler. Oh, gosh. Why would we do that? Walker Kessler. 2.9 million. How would you do this deal? That's hilarious. Walker Kessler. You're kidding me, right? How did they come up with this? $3 million. How would you even do this deal? Let me think. It's not Pajemski. 3.5. Lindy Waters. Would Utah want Lindy Waters? $2.9 million, $2.1 million. I don't know how you make this work. I don't know what the I don't know what the rules are in terms of a salary matching. In terms of like 2.1, is that close enough to 2.965? Let's see. $125% of the outgoing salary. Guess it doesn't matter. Let me see. No, we get 125%. I don't think we can do Lindy for Walker Kessler up straight up. I don't think it can be done. 1.9 million there. How about Lindy plus Gui? 3.9. Kessler's 2.9. 2.965. Minus 2.197 divided by 2.197. 34%. I don't think he can do it. I don't think it's within 125%. Exceeds 125% of Lindy's salary. The Jazz said Kessler isn't going anywhere. Why would they say that? Wow, he's like $3 million player, huh? Well, all right. Go ahead and tell me which YouTuber said that. So Kessler is greater than 125% of Lindy's salary. So I don't know how you do this deal. Kai CNET. All right, let's do the film. Okay. So to do this film study, I'm going to have to go look at the notes of the previous game. And let me see if I can find it. There we go. Where's my link? Okay. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Should we focus on Gui Santos? I'm thinking about focusing on Gui Santos. Let's look at the box score, which will bring us the play-by-play. Q1. Start with Q1. Yeah, why not? Look at my library. Warriors. Timberwolves. Here we go. First play of the game, man. Gui Santos making an imprint. Yep. Clip that. This is going to be the Gui Santos celebration. Gui Santos celebration video. This is some really good footage right off the bat for Gui. Let me show you. Okay, let's put this in the notes. Film study starts at the 1:12 mark at the timestamp, the live stream. Film study. Okay. The Gui Santos game. Nobody will remember this as the Gui Santos game, but I like it. Check this out. He's got to guard freaking Rudy Gobert right off the bat. He's guarding Rudy Gobert. I love it. And doing a really good job of just bothering him. You know what I have to do here is I can't just play the highlight. I have to step through certain parts. And then Rudy sets a pick on Wiggins. Therefore, Gui is switched on to Ant. And let's watch Gui move his feet. Is Moody watching this? So wait a minute. Based on this one tape, this one single sequence, I would like to conclude that Gui is a better point of attack defender than Moody. Oh shit. I didn't mean this to be an indictment on Moody, but think about it. Think about it for a sec. Let's watch this all the way through. Look at him move his feet left and right. Moody can't do that. He just can't. And look at how he recovered there. Just a great sequence by Gui on the first possession. Challenges right there. Oh man, this is really good tape, Gui. Really good tape. So now doing film study. Gui. The Gui files. Right off the bat, my first clip, Gui Santos. Clip that. Excellent, excellent defense. Everything you could ever want. In a defensive sequence. Okay. Next play. I'm just looking at the notes from the Warriors-Wolves game, the live stream, which you can see in the comments. We got missed layup by Trayce, but Trayce played good defense on Randall. Steph to Gui to Wiggs, bank shot. Dennis got a steal on Ant's drive. And then Trayce Jackson-Davis passed up a layup to find Gui with the flyby 3. Ooh, that's juicy. 10:33 mark. Let's watch. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Oh, go back a little bit. That was more of a fast break. It wasn't anything like Looney like. I don't know. I'm gonna skip that one. Kind of a boring play. Come to think of it. Let's go to the next one. Oh, Gui had an offensive rebound tap at the 10:05 mark. Yeah, he battled Randall on that one. Ooh. Yeah, I'm almost ready to like take a break to go advertise the fact that we're looking at a lot of Gui highlights. Okay, right here, really good instincts by our guy Gui. Speaking of which, would you start the same? We're a little biased here. I already know what you're going to vote on, but like, just start the same 5, right? Don't mess with the good thing. Would you start the same 5? Would you start the same 5, which was Steph, Dennis? Really, it's Dennis, Steph, right? Dennis at the 1. Wiggs, Gui, Trayce. Tomorrow versus Washington. Yes, no. I mean, yes, basically Draymond off the bench. No, Dray starts. I mean, yeah, it has to be it. I don't know, maybe abstain, etc. So let's do the poll here. I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Next highlight of Gui coming up. It's so much better when we win, isn't it? All right. Here we go. By the way, Dennis got a steal on Ant. And no, this isn't it. Let's just go forward. Okay. Wiggins going to pop a 3. Watch Gui. And it's against Randall. Not the easiest. Ball comes off the rim. Look at Gui. He's just him and the other guy. And the other guy happens to be Randall. Bounce. And he just fights. He just fights for it. Boom. He has the wherewithal to like bounce it near him, and Wiggins comes in. Good stuff, Gui, man. Good stuff. So with that, I'm going to now send that screenshot to the interwebs because we're doing film study. It's ending up being the Gui files, and I love it. I want it to be the Gui files. So let's screenshot this. Make it at the Gui part. What's up with my light? Yeah, it's a nice hustle play. Okay. Send that. This is like one of the best, collection of tape that a Warriors starter has had out the gate in a very long time.
If you have an iPhone.
Well, now I got to get through the ad on PhotoGrid. So let's go to the next play since I do have some time to kill there. Man, he did another good help. Gosh. There's so many Gui highlights. Okay. Good help on Jaden McDaniels, huh? Let's see. 9:35 mark. Even before that, great defense on Randall. Oh, this is good tape. This is really good tape. Yeah, Gui. No offense to Moses, but I haven't seen Moses do any of this all year. Okay. Next one. Okay, here we go. Sorry for the delay here. Oh, great. Which one is which? Let's see. Okay, that one. Oh, my screens are a mess here. Okay, it's going to be that one. Let me reduce this so I can figure out what I'm doing. Get rid of that one. Okay. On this one, again, Gui has to cover Rudy Gobert on the pick by Rudy of Trayce, right? Rudy's going to pick Trayce. Randall's going to get the ball right here. Trayce gets through. That's actually foul on Rudy. The Gui switches on perfectly, and also Trayce recovers perfectly. And I think that's part of the problem with Randall, how he doesn't space the floor since he's not a threat to shoot. Anyways, Gui switched it on him very well. Very seamless. And also Randall isn't a distributor where he can just throw the lob, the no-look lob. He can't do that. So we're able to just play straight up defense. Gui absorbs the contact from Randall, keeps his hands up. He's doing everything right. Good help by Wiggs. Dangerous help because he's coming off of Ant. So the ball gets passed back to Ant. Wiggins recovers. Ant attacks and then kicks it to Jaden. Dennis had to help on Ant, so Dennis has to recover. Jaden attacks, and this is where Gui is recognizing. Now, again, it's helpful that we're playing the Wolves, and they've got Julius Randle, who's not a threat right there in the perimeter. So Gui recognizes, and he does the most obvious thing you do if you're guarding Randle is you help. You help on Jaden, but he's watching the whole time, and he hustles to get there. Like, he knows when to shuffle his feet, and he knows when to just go normal and go get to a spot. And he challenges, and Jaden misses. So another really good sequence defensively by Gui. I love good defense. Always love to celebrate good defense. So Gui's looking nice. Looking nice. And I know he and Moody kind of play different roles, but there's a little bit of crossover. Gui's going to play more of a 4. But now there's a stretch 4 out there. Gosh, what if? So if Moody doesn't play and it's because of Gui, and I'll take it. Yeah, I want minutes for Gui. If it's at the expense of Kyle Anderson, so be it. That's what I want. I've seen enough. I want to translate this. Granted, Washington's not a great team. So if we play a team that has knockdown shooters, great. Just throw Gui out there again and keep at it. So let me do some marketing. Just throw this in the Instagram stories real quick. Okay, we'll get back to film study in a moment. Oops, I did the wrong. Was slightly delayed here. My fault. I did the wrong screenshot. Horrible. Okay, so we need to screenshot this one as well, where he recognized the help. Really right there. He's already making the lean. Okay. The Gui files. Okay. Next one. Gui had a assist to a Steph 3 to make it an 11-0 with 8:26 to go. And that was from the post. That's just understanding the Steve Kerr system. Nothing really fancy on that one to clip it, but then Gui's going to get a reverse layup as well. So let me take a look at that. Yeah, just ran the floor well. Gui's in front at the 6:19 mark. Let's see. Well, it was a foul on Gui, but he did a good job of his feet. Let me see Jerry Stackhouse's reaction. He says not to hand check. Keep your arms out. Let me see. One more time. See if it's clippable. He didn't really keep his hands in. He did a good job, but he did move his feet very well. Check one more time. Okay, yeah, that's hip check. Okay. He's got to be careful not to get into foul trouble as well. Okay, let's see. I'm kind of leaning more towards Gui highlights, but at the moment I'm looking at the play-by-play. We're in the second quarter, and Gui is out of the game, of course. And then at the start of the second quarter, Ant got those 2 straight threes, and Steve luckily called timeout after the second one. But the first play of the second quarter, I'm going to show you, is a flare screen for Steph. It didn't work, but It was a nice play set. Of course, I'm going to have to fast forward all the way. Hold on, it's a little bit hard to find this tape because I had to fast forward all the way to the second quarter. Okay, that's going to be the first play. Yeah. This play didn't work, but in terms of scoring a bucket, but it might be something we look out for. And Gui got to start that second quarter. Wait a minute, did we have our starters back in? Yeah, we had our starters back in the second quarter. Interesting. All right, send that over. I didn't even realize that last night. Okay, so this seems like a Terry Stotts play. Okay, here we go. Took so long on getting to that one. And check comments. What's up, people? Continue the same starting lineup. Yeah, I know, right? Should Curry be fully charged up against Boston MLK? No, they got a game between. Having Sunday off should be good enough in terms of that. Also, playing back-to-backs at home is a lot easier. Okay. Minnesota's out of the picture for the remainder of the regular season. Really? What are the standings? Oh, man, they're 3 games over 500. That's not bad, considering. Hey, Phoenix is also 20-20. All right, anyways, here's the play. So Steph's going to come off of Trayce and go right here to the left. Gets the ball back. Shovels it back to Dennis, and here's where Trayce is going to, bam, hit Donte. John Madden, bam, hit Donte. Steph is wide open on this flare. He just misses it, that's all. But watch Gui. Let's watch Gui and Wiggins. Are they crashing? Let's check. Both crashing. Gui gives chase. Ball bounces around. Yeah. That's a good play set, even though that wasn't cash, unfortunately. We wouldn't see a whole lot more of any of those flares rest of the game, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to go onto Instagram and let people know what we're doing here. Okay. That's good. It's another minute. Be right back with you. Okay. Okay. Next one. Gui, great defense on Donte. Man, there's a lot of notes for Gui. 846 mark. He guarded Donte as well? Jeez. .846 mark. Okay. Go after the 2 threes by Edwards. Fast forward through some commercials. The 846 mark? Wow, that's way up there. Sorry, I saw Gui get open under the hoop and dish it out, and I'm trying to find the start of that play. Didn't have it in the notes. I don't know. 10:08 mark. Still plenty of time. This is some good Gui Santos tape, I'm telling you. Okay. Yeah, why not? Let's do this one. And to think after this one, he's going to guard Donte DiVincenzo. Wow. Can't wait. Okay. Next, Gui Santos 145 mark of this live stream. Man, if Steph had hit these couple with the assist from Gui, oh man, how many assists did Gui have? Let's check box score. Three assists. He would have 5. Should have had 5. Steph missed 2 of them, but would have been 9 for 12 had he made those ones. I think. Well, at least 1, at least 4 assists. But anyways, here's the play. First of all, we lost Naz Reid to a dunk on this one. I don't know what happened. I think it's Buddy again. Buddy just doesn't pick up the right guy. But for some reason, I only see 4 white jerseys. So Wiggins must have fell down, or no, Buddy's in there. I don't know. Or Dennis. Maybe Dennis fell down. Yeah, there's Wiggins. So Wiggins is late to get back. It was Buddy again. Buddy is just so clueless on defense sometimes. So Buddy doesn't pick up Naz. Red Sea parting. Okay, so Naz goes down and dunks it just because, I mean, even in high school, middle school, you're supposed to just pick up the open guy, but whatever, buddy. Whatever, dude. On this one, high pick and roll, Trayce and Steph. Pretty standard. Way at the logo. The roll pass goes to Trayce. He attacks. Naz Reid has to help off of Gui. Gui gets open on the baseline. Trayce jumps. He's affected. I mean, you would hope that he could just make a layup, but I'm okay with him passing now to Gui right here. But in doing so, that allowed Randall to come back. And Minnesota's small right now. Naz is playing the 5, and if Randall's the 4. And what does Gui do? Check this out, guys. He's going to no-look a pass. The look is going to go to Wiggins. And then he's going to no-look the pass to Steph up top. So he's looking here. He's looking right at Wiggins, right? Nope. It's a no-look pass to Steph, who then misses the 3, unfortunately. Clankers. But Gui really did a no-look pass there. Incredible. I can't wait for the next one. I don't even know what to expect because the next one is him guarding Donte DiVincenzo. And it's at the 8:46 mark. And he actually got a steal before that. Man, this is tremendous tape for Gui Santos. I can't read the scoreboard anymore. So that's a problem. There we go. 8:41. Okay, so go back. Okay. Just moving his feet again. Wow. I had been worried about this ever since, last year when we identified that we couldn't stay in front of people. Remember that whole stretch of games? Oh, that was a nightmare. We just couldn't stay in front of anybody. Moody couldn't either. I think Wiggins was out or something like that. How can you not play Gui after this? Solely based on defense. I'm not even talking about offense. You got a guy that's staying in front of people. Steve cannot mess that one up. His defense, you play Gui number one because of his defense. It's not the offensive rebounding. It's not the passing. It's the defense. And this is better defense than a whole lot of other guys on the team. And I didn't even really realize this until right now. So I'm glad you guys were willing to watch film study and asked for it, because last time that's what you asked for. Because I wouldn't have even known this had we not took a second look. Donte's bringing the ball up. Steph gets screened by Naz. Therefore, Gui's going to have to switch. So watch this. Here's the switch. And he's tracking Donte. Go back a little bit. He's tracking Donte. Donte attacks right now. He attacks. But Gui is moving his feet. Let's watch the playback speed at half. Look at how he moves his feet. That's textbook. That's how you slide your feet. It's beautiful to watch, honestly. Watch Gui's feet. They don't cross. See? His feet aren't crossing. He's doing the MC Hammer. You can't stop this. You can't touch this. No, you can't stop. You can't touch this shuffling of the feet. Look at that. He never crossed his feet. Ah, beautiful stuff, Gui. Jeez. Let's put it back at normal speed. That's just great defense. That's great individual defense. I don't know how you can bench the guy after that. I've seen enough. Like, I don't even need to see the offense. I don't need to see offensive rebounds. I don't need to see assists. I don't need to see three-pointers. The fact that this guy can stay in front of guys smaller than him, who else can do that? Moody can't do that. J.K. can't do that. I'm very pleased with this tape. I mean, it's just human nature to remember the offensive highlights. But for Gui to play incredible individual defense like that, I just haven't seen that from a lot of guys this year. Not named Gary Payton, not named Melton, not named Wiggins. Every now and then Steph will move his feet like that you just saw. So Steph has it in him. Draymond obviously has it in him. So not named Draymond as well. Oh, wow. That's really good tape from Gui. And I've seen enough, even though I don't even know what is next on the notes that I have. Play defense or die try. I love it. You know, let's screenshot that comment with him sliding his feet. I mean, Tony Brothers could have called him for a foul right when his arm went down on Donte, but I'm glad he didn't. Like, right there could have been a foul. But the fact that he kept moving his feet, I think, saved him on that one. If he had like crossed his feet or made it look like bad defense, then Tony Brothers is probably bailing out Donte. So I am just really, really pleased with this defensive tape. And it reminds me of on the offensive side, seeing certain things from Jonathan. But it also reminds me of the time when I went crazy when Kuminga moved his feet on defense. I think it was it against Luka? I can't remember. But that one game when I went crazy and said, oh my goodness, Jonathan has turned a corner now. Same type of revelation. Oh my goodness, here's another one. There's more. 2 plays later, he fights through a Naz screen. Really? Golly. Stop it, Gui. You're killing me. It's just too much. Let me see. I want to see this for my own eyes. Yep, let me see. Watch it one more time. Fights through a Naz Reid screen, huh? Or a Rudy screen. It's not easy to fight through Rudy. Yeah, like Gui's got good length. What's his wingspan? Let's see. Google. I need an available window. Gui Santos wingspan. Seven feet? What? The Chronicle has his height at 6'8" and his wingspan at 7 feet? Oh my gosh. And look at this. Now it's making sense. It all makes sense now. How he was able to get by that screen. Okay. You just search on Gui Santos wingspan. How did I not know this? Maybe he never made a splash on defense like this, so I never looked it up. Google Gui wingspan. It's either 7 feet or 7'1". What? He's a keeper. We can't trade Gui Santos. Look at this. NBADraft.net, our favorite. 6'7" wing with a long wingspan of 7'1". Sportskeeda has Gui Santos wingspan at 7 feet per NBC Sports. The worst one is right here, NBA 2K25 rating, 6'11", which is pretty much 7 feet. Good Lord. Let me show you the tape demonstrating the 7-foot wingspan. Wow. Was it that one? No. Now I lost my place. Oh, there we go. Okay. One more. Yep. Okay. Here it is, guys. Demonstration of Gui Santos, 7-foot wingspan, coming right up. But before we do that, let me just tweet out some of this stuff. Actually, no, I'll do one more. I'll do one more screenshot of him closing out on Naz Reid. And then I'll take a break, so to speak, to do the marketing. This is very exciting to me. Okay. 8 minutes to go. Second quarter. Here we go again. Here's their set. Gui's way down here guarding Nikhil. Is this the right? No, I had to change it. Okay, it was this one. Sorry. I screen recorded a whole bunch of stuff. Here we go. Side inbound. We got Steph, Buddy. I guess Gary's the 2 because he's guarding Ant. Steph, Gary, Buddy's the 3. He's guarding Donte. Gui is guarding Naz Red, and Looney's got Gobert. Inbound to Gobert. Gobert handoff to Naz Red, then screen Gui, right? Pretty obvious what's coming. Going to screen Gui right here. Let's watch Gui get around this. Changes direction. He notices he's changing direction. He immediately tries to get by Rudy using the arm. He's not even in the picture at this point, right? But he recovers. He recovers enough. 7-foot wingspan, contest. I mean, Naz can hit that. It's a make or miss shot. But the fact that he just even had a chance to contest, he's going to miss this one. Clankers. So, yeah. Really good job by Gui. Start Gui and play Draymond when needed. Yeah, I don't mind that either. Really good individual defense. I mean, this is not, Draymond middle linebacker type defense, but it's just really good individual perimeter defense. So let's send that over. Going into the night. All right. Okay. Just tweet this out and then we'll just finish things out. Maybe, assuming I can get off the live with it not being too far after 2 hours. I know that a lot of it has been dead time as I try and get all this information out, but anyways, yeah, thanks for your patience on all that. And 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm done with all the marketing. And now we will finish out this film study as much as I can. Fights through a screen, so we did that. Moses stayed in front as well, so I want to mention that. Good job. Gui found Moses for 3. We should fast forward to that. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left on that one. Let's go here. Okay. Yep. All around offense and defense. Surprisingly, I was going to look for, a great offensive sequence by Gui, but it actually started on defense. Okay. All right, on this one, put this in the notes. Okay. The great thing about this, how this play developed, is that Gui is once again reading where he should be. So Ant drives on Trayce. By the way, really good defense on Trayce. Really good defense by Moody. At this point in time, Gui has to pick up Gobert, who is doing the roll on the pick and roll. So first of all, Gui does a good job of checking Rudy. And then not only does he do that, but he closes out on Donte, even though the pass never gets there. The pass goes inside here, and thanks to Wiggins, there's a steal. But look at Gui. He's already in motion to cover Donte. That's just really reading the game plan and the scouting report and understanding who's where on the court at any given time. It's very high IQ defense, and he's just shown me a lot. So here, Wiggins is going to get the steal, though. So actually, it's just Jaden couldn't handle Ant's pass, so it's just bad offense. But the fact that Gui was out there, does he get credit for the steal? Yeah, he's going to get credit for the steal. I hope he did. Let me check the box score. 0 steals. What? They gave that one to Wiggins. Wiggins got 2 steals, and that one should be Gui's. Let's look at it one more time. See, that's what happens when you're the second-year player. You don't get any respect, even from the scorekeepers. Because what really happened here was Jaden couldn't handle the pass. Ant hangs. Still watch it one more time. Ant hangs, dishes it. It's too far over here. And Wiggins never has control of this. It's really Gui. So, but Wiggins got credit for the steal on that one. Gui brings it up. And he takes his time. He actually loses the dribble a little bit right there. But he takes his time. And at that moment in time, he spots Steph. But also, credit Jaden McDaniels, he also knows that Steph is open in transition. So he leans more towards Steph. Gui's looking at Steph, delivers it to Mo. In fact, fakes out Jaden because Jaden thinks for sure he's going to go to Steph. Finds Moses wide open. Splash him. And look at Gui celebrating. Yes. So more great play by Gui. Next one. Let's see. How much time's left? 2:06 on that one. Oh, this is why I love to do film study. The first play of the third quarter is actually a set for Dennis. And it's finally like, all right. We need to run some plays that utilize Dennis's strengths. One of them being the mid-range. So I believe we actually have a design play for Dennis on the mid-range, which, think about it, pretty shocking to actually run a mid-range play. So I wonder if we'll utilize some more of this going forward. Send this one over. All right. Here we go. So the set's going to start with Steph passing to Dennis. Dennis gets it. Steph sets a pick, but it's a double pick. A pick for Steph and a pick for Trayce. Boom, boom. 2 picks. They're all thinking Steph. Dennis has a free lane, and he can turn the corner on Rudy quite easily with both of these guys worried about Steph. And so Dennis has all the room in the world to just pull up for 2. And incredibly, our first 2 points to start a quarter is a mid-range shot. So there's one. What else is there? Let's see. Buddy, Looney, and GP2 had a tic-tac-toe. 516 mark. Just looking for interesting ones. Don't really have any rhyme or reason other than chronological here. Oh. Well, Buddy does have good pocket passes every now and then, so and then there's going to be 2 more Gui highlights after this. So let's roll the tape on this one. And then that'll take us out of the third quarter. So maybe I'll be able to end the live stream on a not too tired. Okay, pretty simple tic-tac-toe, but I want to watch Buddy read and react on this one. So Okay, on this one, I guess they must have missed the shot. Looney rebound outlet Steph. Steph brings it up, finds Moody open on the left wing, fakes a shot, drives on Jaden. Or is that Nikhil? I can never tell them apart. Maybe it's Nikhil. Yeah. Dishes it out to Looney. Okay, at this point in time, Buddy is watching, reading, and reacting. I guess that's Jaden. My fault. Yeah, that's Jaden. Handoff Looney. Looney rolls. Buddy delivers the pocket pass there. Boom. Gary runs the baseline, and Ant is glued to Steph. There it is. Easy pass to Gary. Timeout Finch. Next play is going to be one that maybe Gui made a mistake on. I'm not sure. You're going to have to fast forward and take a look. So this occurs with 37 seconds to go in the quarter. Okay. Wow, did he get a blocked shot? They may have robbed Gui of a blocked shot too. I'm not sure. I wasn't expecting that. Well, this one you would have preferred. Oh, okay. This one is kind of interesting because at first I thought Trayce messed up on the switch, but then I understand his logic, which is let the smaller guy, in this case Gui, guard the man in transition that has the ball. So I think Gui missed a three. Randall gets a rebound. He brings it up, which is part of his repertoire. He can handle the ball pretty well. Trayce is communicating with Gui. So here you're seeing good communication between Gui and Trayce, which is very promising. So good communication, Gui Trayce in transition. And let's see how it develops. So he's like, no, you get Randall. And then Trayce is like, no, you got him. I'm going to get Naz. But if you had a choice, you wouldn't want Trayce on the ball in transition. So good job by figuring it out. He says, okay, I got Randall. And then Randall attacks. And again, good job by Gui to stay in front. Picks it back up. Here comes the Nikhil handoff, which, by the way, the entire NBA is now doing handoffs. That's thanks to Steve Kerr. People don't realize that. He gets the handoff. Gui recovers. And then he stays in front. He stays in front of Nikhil. Actually, Nikhil popped open right there just a little bit. So he stays in front, then he loses him. And then let's slow-mo this and see if he got a block that he didn't get credit for. Yeah, that's a block. And there's no block on the box score, unfortunately. See this? 0 blocks. So they missed that one. Pretty sure that was a block. Changed the trajectory of the shot. We got some Gui love tonight. Feel like I'm biased, but honestly, feels like a clean block to me. Let's watch this in half speed. I mean, it looks like a block. Walks like a duck, talks like a duck. And then with 3 seconds to go, he's going to cause Naz Reid to shoot an air ball. So Gui literally everywhere. All right. One more of Gui. What do we got? Fourth quarter. Anything else? Man, Gui just everywhere. The first play of the fourth quarter, he made Naz miss again. And then we're going to look at one more play, I think, in the fourth quarter. Even though I know there's a lot of different highlights we could choose from, but nope, there's 2 of them. Well, no, that one we've you guys have checked the channel, right? I've got a new video of Steph hitting the Chaos 3. And that is right here. Oh, cool. 862 views in 6 hours. Not bad. This one. Mini Selly. Put the link in the comments. Steph Chaos 3 up close, or in arena, let's call it, because it wasn't that up close. That'll be one that I will not go over. It's all over the internet. We know that one is where Looney kicked it back out to Steph, and man, Gui had another good defense on Donte after that play. And then, as you know, Looney got the tip on the rebound of the free throw. That won him the unsung play of the night, by the way. I accidentally didn't finish the poll yesterday night on that. Yeah, so really the only other two plays I want to go over is Gui on Donte to close out the game. And then also here we've got two plays, one to start the fourth. Gui on defense one more time. Never gets old. And then there's a really nice pass by Steph to Buddy Hield. So we'll go over that. Let's see. So first play of the fourth. This is where Gui's going to contribute once again. All right. If you don't want to watch another Gui Santos on defense, log off right now because we're going to look at another one. And again, this just goes all in line with how I like to describe it as I've seen enough. Play him for his defense. I don't even care what he does on offense, and he's doing a lot of great things. Here we go. So this one we'll call it Gui helps on pick and roll and makes Naz miss to start Q4. Okay, so they're going to run pick and roll. Pick on Naz, or pick by Naz. Steph does a pretty good job of using his body to get between, so good job by Steph. And Gui, great job of containment here because Nikhil isn't going to pull up anytime soon from three like that. It's not that type of player. The roll pass goes to Naz, and Gui does his best once again to recover. And he just puts a 7-foot wingspan up, hopes for the best, and Naz blows the layup just by that much. Just enough. Okay, next play in the fourth quarter is going to be with 3:45 to go. Steph with a beautifully timed pass to Buddy Hield. .345. Cool. It's coming up. Man, we're only up by 2 at this point in time. Okay. Here we go. And then I only got one more after this. So we're deep in the fourth. 102-100. Here's a design play. Steph goes to Trayce, gets it back, and then Trayce is going to set a pick for Buddy. So he's going to hit Donte. And as he's curling around, Steph is going to time this pass perfectly for the catch and shoot. And Buddy is going to get fouled by Donte. So he, obviously, again, I can't just play the entire highlight. I can only play little sections of it. But, oops. Wait a minute. 7 seconds. Okay, yeah. Oops. I know what I did wrong there. Sorry about that. Okay. Gets the handoff from Trayce. Buddy's already in motion. So is Trayce. We're going to set a pick right here. You're going to come off of Trayce's screen. But just watch how Steph delivers this pass. Just like has to really time it perfectly and make it a little lobby enough just to make it there. So he passes the ball before Buddy gets there. Good screen by Trayce. Donte fouls Buddy. Boom. So it's all in the timing. So that's why it takes, a year to integrate big men on this Warriors team. Comes Buddy. Steph releases the ball. The ball is in flight before Buddy reaches the spot, So really nice execution there. Okay. One last one to show off Gui Santos one more time. Crazy thing is Gui wasn't in the game up until then. Gary had an elite steal of a rebound, honestly. All right. So Steph had just made the three in the corner, and Steve goes to Gui Santos for defense on the next possession. You see, let me make sure. Nope, he's not in there. Hold on. Check my notes. 41 seconds. $39, really. Yeah. Okay. What happened was Minnesota closes the lead 111-110. We call timeout. We put in Gui instead of Gary. So that makes sense because we're on offense, right? And I think I showed you this in the during the live stream. I showed you this. But we'll do it again. Thing I love about this clip is that It shows the toughness of Gui Santos. We're going to need a lot of this going forward. So 40 seconds left for 39. Side inbound. Got Wiggins inbounding. And Steph and Gui over there. So Steph will curl around Gui. And then Gui's going to go meet the ball. So this is actually very good coaching because the coaching staff knows that they're going to foul and they have a foul to give. So for this play, there's really no need to get the ball to Steph because they're going to foul right away. So it ends up Gui charges towards Wiggins because he's on Donte's covering him, so he's got a height advantage, whereas Jaden is on Steph, and it'd be dangerous to pass him the ball. It's dangerous to pass the ball to Buddy too. So for them to choose Gui, I think that's good coaching. That's a good choice. And this is where his toughness comes into play because Donte's going to just scramble all over him, nearly causes a jump ball. But Gui fends him off. He just honestly stronger, longer arms. And Donte has to reach in and leaves Mark Lindsay no choice but to call foul on Donte. So the toughness. To fend off Donte. That's the last one I got. That's just sort of below the radar, let's call it. Yeah, Gui foul trouble. Yeah. When we could get Pods back. Well, he scrimmaged today, so there's that. I know. And that's where I'm going to wrap it up. 22 concurrents. It's a good number. I like 22. How many likes, though? Can we just hit the like button on the way out? Oh, 26 likes. Okay, I'll take it. So next live tomorrow, obviously. Wow, it's Friday night, 11 o'clock, and this is what I'm doing. I think tip-off is at 5:30. Double check that. Pretty sure it is. 99% confidence on that. Boom. Yeah, 5:30 against Washington. Right here, my friends. So hope you guys can join us. Anybody on Instagram available, please join us. And let's pull up the Cholo file. And the crazy thing is now that we're going to celebrate Brate. There's going to be a Brate Award for the best basketball operations guy or gal, as announced by the Warriors. We've been doing Brate this entire time, every game. That's how we sign off. So it's kind of cool how that happened. Something we're used to. fact, I'm going to search on Brate, and I'm going to find it right here. Of course, we got Blicky and Mo Faya before that, but here we go. Just us. Let's go. Emmanuel.
Today he came back. He came here today talking about how he got a new blicky.
For the uninformed, what's a blicky?
How you don't know about no blicky, man?
Yeah.
You had a blicky? You told me you had a blicky growing up. Yeah. He was a shooter. Yeah, that's a blicky.
And Brate, of course. Thanks, people. Appreciate you. See you.